Welcome to the Backgammon Christmas calendar. 24 points of Christmas. The 9 Point by Grandmaster Mark Olsen.
What's up, Backgammon fans? Today is the 9th of December, and in this episode we're going to talk about the 9 Point. The 9 Point is over here. It's an outer board point, which means that it's not as important as the inner board points. Nevertheless, it's probably the most important of all the mid-range points out here. It's not as good as the 7 Point, the bar point, obviously, but the 9 Point is definitely better than the 10 and the 11 Point. So what's so characteristic about the 9 Point? Well, when you consider these outer points you have out here in your outfield, the 9 Point, the 10 Point, the 11 Point, the 9 Point is actually, or it can be, part of your prime. So let's say that you have the 9 Point made here. This works well with a 6 prime in the range from 9 to your 4 Point. Furthermore, every time, let's say I play the purple checkers here, every time I split my back checkers, if you own the 9 Point, you have a very good blocking points. For instance, here you would be blocking my 6s. So the 9 Point is quite useful in many ways. It's useful for blocking, especially when I start to advance my back checkers. It's also useful for safe landing for the checkers behind it when you bring your checkers around. And thirdly, the 9 Point is very useful as active builders for even better points. So when you have the 9 Point made, here you've got 2 builders for your 7, your 5, your 4, your 3 Point. Let's have a look at an opening position here. Let's say that you roll a 4-1. Nowadays we know that the best opening with 4-1 is to bring a builder down and to split with the back checkers. Splitting is a little bit better than slotting here. We talked about this in a previous video. But after this play, what's the advantages about this play? Well, this builder that you have here on the 9 Point is a very quote-unquote active builder. That means that this builder is gonna develop your front position next roll. Actually, every single dice roll except for 3-2 and 5-1 makes a key point over here on your side of the board when you have this builder on the 9 Point. That's not true if you have a builder on the 10 Point or on the 11 Point. Therefore, these points are not quite as good. What if the opening roll had been a 4-3? In the old days, a lot of people played it like this, split with a 4, thinking that this is the golden point. So I want to split to the golden point and then bring a 3 down to the 10 Point. With the help of the computers, we've kind of debunked this opening roll, and now we know that actually splitting with a 3 and playing a 4 down to the 9 Point is a little bit better. Hey guys, remember to download and play on the Backgammon Galaxy app. It's a little bit better. It's not so much the split over here, because actually this formation with the back checkers is actually very good. It's as good as this one. There's almost no difference between these two formations with the back checkers. The reason is that even though this is a better point to make if you manage to get the anchor, it's also a more important point for me. So I'm gonna hit loose here, and my loose hits are gonna be more powerful. Let's say I roll a 4-1. That's a more powerful loose hit than it would be if I had to hit loose here on my 4 Point. That's less effective. So splitting with a 3 is kind of less risk and less reward compared to splitting with a 4. And risk and reward kind of evens out, so it doesn't really matter much whether you split with a 4 or a 3 over here. However, it does matter whether you bring a builder down to the 10 Point or the 9 Point. The 9 Point is much better. And it's especially the tactical reasons with the dice combinations. You have more building numbers when you have a builder on the 9 Point. It's a better builder. Furthermore, when you have the 9 Point slotted, you can make the 9 Point rather than making the 10 Point. It's a better point to make as well. The only downside is that you do leave a little bit more shots here, right? Because this is an 8 shot, which means that it's 6 out of 36 hitting numbers. Whereas if you were to be here, for instance, Here it's only 5 out of 36 hitting numbers. 6, 3, 4, 5, and double 3. But this is the best move with 4, 3. Okay, let's have one more quiz position here. Let's say you open with 4, 3, you play like this. Then I roll a, let's say I roll a 3, 1. I make my 5. Oh, this check is not supposed to be there. I roll a 3, 1, I make the 5 point. Now you roll a 4, 3. How to play this 4, 3? Because you can make the golden point. Wow, you can make the golden point. Well, usually when you can make the golden point, you should make the golden point, right? Not here. That's not the best play. The best play is to anchor up, which is almost as good as making the 5 point. And to make the 9 point. So the 9 point is a bonus. This is the best play. This is a more balanced play. You're doing 2 good things at once, and you make the 9 point. The 9 point is nice. It's not as good as the inner board points, but it's a very nice point to make. Happy 9th of December, guys. This episode was a video about the 9 point. Hope to see you all tomorrow when we talk about the 10 point.
Merry Christmas, Backgammon fans!